Hi everyone, my name is Seth Lennon, and I'd like to welcome you back here to the beautiful JW Marriott here in Palm Desert, California. And I have the distinct honor of being joined by SMACNA's new president, Tom Martin, T.H. Martin, in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. Tom, first off, congratulations on becoming our president, and also just thanks for joining me.
Thank you. I'm honored, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take on this role, and I'm super excited. Thank you.
And we're excited about this next year that's coming up. The basic question, talk to us about your priorities coming up for your term.
I mean, I'm an industry guy, and I think we're doing a lot of good work at the national level with regards to value and content, expanding content with our new website that's going to roll out by January of next year. We're converting a lot of white papers and infographics into podcasts. We've expanded some task force with regards to testing and balancing and technology and automation. So I'm always trying to provide additional value to our contractors and our association and representing all of our contractors. Sometimes that gets neglected, to make sure we're representing not only the big mechanicals and the big sheet metal contractors, but our specialty contractors, our architectural, our industrial, testing and balancing, and our service contractors. So there's a lot of opportunities for market share, market recovery, and expanding contractors' business. And I think we are doing some really good things at the national level of SMACNA, and I really want to continue doing that. Offer value and support all of our contractors.
And I think that's a big theme for us at SMACNA, has been improving basically the member experience, like improving that, how we interact with our members and provide the value added and demonstrate the tangible value added for being a SMACNA member.
We all want to be more efficient. We all want to be more profitable. And so I think we're putting things in place to offer to our contractors if they want to use it. We've expanded our associate member program, completed things like partnerships with regards to our contractors, offering peer-to-peer opportunities for our contractors to either expand or take on additional business.
And let's talk about real quick, one of the biggest areas I think you're super passionate about is labor relations. And it's a story, it goes back to, tell us about your relationship with General President Mike Coleman, because it's one heck of a fascinating story.
We're both Cleveland guys. We grew up in the suburbs next to each other. Our schools were rival schools. They still are to this date. Mike was a baseball player, a good baseball player. I was a football, basketball, track guy. So it's ironic that the two leaders, with SMACNA and SMART, are from both within 10 miles apart in Cleveland, Ohio. Mike worked for me for 10 plus years for our company. He was a great foreman, accountability, communicated well. I mean, we knew that there was going to be opportunities for him to run up the ladder with SMART and get into a leadership position, and that's what happened. I worked on 3 CBAs with Mike locally, negotiated 3 CBAs, over 9 years while he was business manager, and I respect him, I trust him, and he communicates well. And we don't agree on everything. I mean, he has his membership. That's his most important thing, is membership, but we are always looking at the industry and what can better our contractors and assist his members and improve our industry, maybe and expand market share. So I always enjoyed working with him. I'm looking forward to working with him. I consider him a friend. We played golf yesterday. We caught up on quite a few things, and he's taking what he did locally to the his national team with regards to his leadership team on how he builds trust, communication, and wants to work with our contractors. And it might be low-hanging fruit, or it might be a legislative issue, might be improving a JATC, but let's start with something and work from there. And I look forward to working with him, and I consider him a friend.
And my biggest question is, who hit the ball better yesterday?
We both had some good shots. We both had some bad shots. But Mike's a good athlete, and he can play some golf. I told him, I was teasing him. I said, you must be working 3 days a week, playing golf 2 days a week. I doubt that's the case.
No, well, he's been such a great partner for us, and I think one of the biggest things we've always talked about at SMACNA is we agree on 90%, and we don't really align with 10%, but we don't let that 10% derail us. Tell us how we make that continue to make that happen, not just at the national level, but just throughout the labor relations dynamic.
Some areas and some chapters have great relationships and they consider themselves partners. Some don't. So, I mean, I think we need to penetrate some of those areas and support and assist some areas to improve labor relations. I do agree with that. 90% of the things that we can agree on for market share, market recovery, safety, technology, and work together and communicate. Obviously wages and benefits and, some other things, that 10% should not get in the way of the 90% that we can be proactive and positive with regards to our industry and our relationship with SMART.
Now, one of the big things we've really worked well collaborating with SMART on are mega projects, because they are just dominating the landscape, whether it be a chip plant, an EV factory, a sports stadium,
Right.
which is front and center in Cleveland right now. You guys that's dominating market space. Tell us about the work that we are doing with SMART because staffing those projects is just one heck of a challenge, but I think we're making some great inroads on.
Staffing not only from the labor side, but the non-bargaining side. Those projects need a lot of project management. We're trying to identify where those projects are, who the CM or GC is, and making sure we're out in front that figuring out schedule and manpower needs for a particular job in that area so we can work together and find pockets of the area, either travelers that are willing to come there, or there's areas in the country that might be slow that we can work something out to get those men and women to those job sites. So we work hand in hand with them. And we've talked about partnering as well. So these big jobs, sometimes you have to carve these projects out because you just don't have the resources or the finances to do them. So we add that dynamic to this mega project task force where we can align some contractors to work with the lead prime contractor on a big mega project.
But the other thing on the flip side is we need to keep mindful of our core work, because while these mega projects are dominating the landscape, who knows what that landscape's going to look like in 5-10 years. Talk to us about the work we've been doing to kind of maintain that balance, because there must be a balance.
I think we have an election coming up.
I think so. Well, by the time they see this, election's done, so I'm not a magician here, so we don't know.
we have to make sure we're ready to pivot if needed, right? But we reiterate and talk to our contractors all the time, and they know. I mean, they want to keep their core customers. Yeah. With the mega projects task force and communicating with labor needs on certain projects or certain fast track projects, we want to make sure we can provide the labor for those contractors, maybe find partners to execute a contract or execute a project, and our contractors are smart enough that they know they don't want to give that work up. But sometimes you get focused on a big healthcare project or a big stadium, and then most of your resources go into that job, and sometimes it's tough to staff other projects. It's a fine line, you have to work it out, but again, if you're working with labor and trying to get the labor needs that are for those projects, as well as trying to keep your core business and making sure you have resources, both non-bargaining and bargaining, to staff these core projects and your core customers is so important. We reiterate to SMART all the time, Seth, it's a burden on us on the non-bargaining side. You get one of these big mega projects, fast track projects, you need 6 to 8 PMs. Our company's 200 employees. I have 12 PMs. So I mean, that's a burden as well, and you don't want to turn down work because you don't have the resources internally. So working with labor, identifying needs that our contractors might request in a certain area, I think is important.
You've been pro in this industry for a while, and what do you see, what do you think are the really emerging issues that are coming for our industry maybe in the next year, 5 years, 10 years? What things are going to be impacting our members down the road?
I think we just have to stay up to speed on technology, automation, robotics, new delivery methods in our world, in our construction world, with more pre-construction and being collaborative early on with a CM, a GC, or an architect or an engineer. So just stay on the forefront and making sure we have things in place to offer our contractors if they want to engage in an IPD, design assist, design build, prefabrication, modularization, all those types of things. You're seeing more trends to more of a collaborative approach than more of a hard bid, plan and spec market. And I just think it's important just to try to stay in the forefront and be out in front on those types of things.
SMACNA being the value added for its members.
It's so important.
Well, Tom, thank you so much for joining us. I'm really looking forward to the next year under your leadership. You've been a good friend to me and really been teaching me a lot about the industry as kind of a newbie and everything, is no knowledge, and you've been very helpful in just helping me learn. But thank you. Like I said, we're looking forward to your term, and just thank you for your ongoing service to this organization.
Thank you, Seth.